Developers and technologists at large, welcome back. Here's another edition of Good News in Tech. Today is April 25th, but special treat for you today. April 25th, we're going to do a twofer. April 25th and April 26th, we're going to cover that one for tomorrow because we got not just one offer, we got two job offers to talk to you about. So, again, real quick, go share and share because the doom and gloomers don't stop. And that means that we can't stop. We can't stop sharing good news in tech. So the good news in tech, two offers, two very different locales. And so, again, some of the data points that I'd like to go over here. Since I have two offers, I'm going to go over a little quickly. Feel free to pause the information that I have on the screen and then continue. So in the high cost of living area, 3 months to find a job. 3 months to find a job. And again, to protect the everyone's identity here and their personal information, coming in at a salary of 122% of the median household income in the area. So I did that one for the county because the general metro area where this job is located is super expensive, and I know the developer doesn't work there. So I did the county. 121% of the median household income in 3 months. All right, 3 months of job search. In fact, that was the second time this guy did that because life happens and he had to go and get another one. He had to go and get another job because the other job kind of vanished underneath his feet because employers will be employers. And then the other one, I have to actually say negative months. Negative months. He hasn't even been on the job search for a month. He hasn't even been on the job search. Technically, the job search has not yet started. And what was the pay? The pay here, 150% of the median household income for the city. And I looked up this city. It's definitely not a high cost of living city. And I try to research this stuff. And a lot of the data points that people go off of are under the average for the country. But for some reason, you just can't find a very good classification of it being low cost of living, but they call it kind of like middle of the road. But a lot of the things, it's cheaper to live there than in most of the country. 150% of the median household income. This role is a role where it's hybrid, so it doesn't have to drive into work. And so both these folks, because they weren't developers before, right? They were not developers before. One person, if you look at their profile, like, hey, this guy was doing UI. He was doing kind of like product management a little bit. So you can count that however you want to count it. The other person, not in tech at all, but he did have a technical background. Let's say that if you looked at his profile, like, hey, you know what, this guy, he does some kind of, he's used to troubleshooting. He probably is used to figuring out problems of things breaking, and he has to use his mind to fix this stuff. So you can say, it was a technical kind of like engineering background. It wasn't engineering, but if you looked at it, it was definitely, he wasn't just pushing paper and crunching numbers on Excel stuff. He was doing some kind of technical stuff, but not a software developer. Not a software developer. And real interesting, this particular developer, again, who had just started his job search, basically is waiting for another employer to call him back so that he can give that employer the bad news that he's not going to take that second offer that he's waiting for. And in fact, he's got to tell him the bad news and try to, keep a good relationship with that person because he's starting on Monday. It's April 25th. He got an offer this morning. He's starting on Monday. Awesomeness. So, again, for my good friends, the doom and gloomers. Doom and gloomers, you know where we all live. You know where you can find me. And what they'll say is, what the last one said to me was, but this doesn't happen all the time. You can't count on this happening. Okay. Because you can't count on the fact that everybody went to Sabio. You can't. But if you went to Sabio this week, you would have been the subject of my videos here. Me and Liliana would have been talking about you 3 times this week. And go look at my streams. Go look at my past history. Go look at the Sabio YouTube channel. How many times have I been talking about this here in the winter that is 2024? Often. The answer to that is often. I'll save you some time. We talk about this often because we have a plan. We have career services. We have career alumni mentors. We have a great training program that's been being refined for 11 years. I've been in the industry 25 years now. And we just do the right things. You don't have to take my word for it. Just look at the results. So aspiring developers, I'm going to leave you with the same thing I'm going to tell you before. You want to get into code? You want to get into technology? We got the plan. We can be your partner for success. Sabio.la/apply. Sabio.la/apply. Get to it. Until then, code small and dream big.